Well, I think the evidence that he had syphilis was really minimal. He didn't have serology for syphilis, and he had no other autopsy findings that would go with syphilis. The reason I think it's familial was that his father died at almost exactly the same age as Lenin of something that sounded quite similar. Obviously, he would not have been observed as carefully as Lenin was. Then the other reason is that he had a fairly strong family history of vascular events at a fairly early age. And it's just unusual to get that degree of atherosclerosis without a metabolic abnormality, a familial metabolic abnormality. He might well have been poisoned, so it might be fair to say that he died with severe cerebrovascular disease rather than of it. Because in one of the biographies of Lenin, it's stated that he had very, very severe convulsions for the last several hours of his life. That would be quite unusual in somebody with cerebrovascular disease. Not unheard of, but it would be a little bit unusual.
I think that it was very profitable to Stalin. It was a dramatical, critical moment of Stalin biography because Lenin wanted to dismiss Stalin. And the illness of the Lenin wasn't stable. There were strokes, and then he got better and better and better. So there were several periods. So Stalin was frightened that Lenin could work, and the first thing which he would do, he would replace Stalin from position of general secretary.
Had he lived in modern times, he almost certainly would have lived much longer, because if as I'm assuming, he had a cholesterol abnormality or a lipid abnormality, that would have been picked up at a routine physical examination and can be treated quite effectively. And secondly, even if he started having strokes, there are now very, very fancy techniques to put catheters into the blood vessels and open up the blood vessels, put stents in and remount atherosclerotic vessels. So he almost certainly, had he lived in modern times, could have lived an additional 15 or 20 years with these vascular abnormalities. But in his day, of course, that was unheard of. In fact, there was almost no way to image the brain or the blood vessels.